it is, and it has great variety. So we have like normal and vegetarian options, and I actually became vegetarian while being here because I was thinking about it already before, but I'm too lazy to prepare it, and here somebody does it for you, and it's...
The community is amazing. Here are so many people with totally different experiences, and you can learn from every single one of them something special.
The people, I think. I wasn't expecting to make so many great friendships here, and along with working with those friends, it's been really cool.
I like a lot of things, and it's very hard for me to pick one that would stand out the most. I think above everything it would be the people that I'm surrounded with, because I think they are very like-minded and very accepting and supportive. So I feel like home here, and that's what I like the most about this place.
For more information, check out our website for the latest prices and details, or join us on Discord where you can ask more questions from us directly.
I am a man who uses the techniques of a bat to navigate.
Yeah, motherfucker from the underfunded klutz who never undercut the butcher. The pick a booger at your wake is bumping, I'm your pusher.
Hello and welcome to SGDC. Woo! This is our mini conference of our co-living, co-working, and co-certification. I'm your responsible host, Organ Seller. Yay! Most of the stuff I sell is damaged by caffeine and lack of sleep, but it's cheap. Show your stuff. I'm thinking first up will not be you. Are you okay with second?
I don't know.
Okay. You didn't ask this time, but yeah. Nah. First up, you. Or is it both of you or you?
Yeah, both.
Both, yeah. Debug Magazine.
Presenting to the camera here, or?
The camera's just... You're presenting to these. The camera's just there to something.
Yeah, fair enough.
Cool. So, this is Nick. I'm Daniel. I've been here before, a year ago. Some of you may recognise me.
And I haven't, so it's been lovely to be here this time and get to know some of you and see what it's all about. So thank you very much for the opportunity there.
So for those who don't know, we're Debug. We are a magazine, primarily. We're bi-monthly now, so every 2 months we publish a physical magazine full of indie game stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, just to go into that a little bit more, that's preview pieces, review pieces. We also noticed that a lot of readers that we do have are devs themselves. So we've got quite a lot of interviews with devs or with, specifically like an entire studio. We also have column pieces in there which talk about a lot of interesting topics. So it could be importance of press kits. It could be looking at kind of law revolving around contracts in publishing deals, stuff like that. So we try and have a bit of information which is interesting and suitable to everyone that's within the industry, whatever part it may be.
In addition to the magazine, we also run networking events in the UK. This is one we just did in February, which was in Nottingham at the Nottingham Trent University. At that same event, we also show off a bunch of indie games. I think we had about 42, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's quite a big showcase. And then at the end of that night, we hosted an award show, which was hosted by this guy, who's apparently a big YouTuber, but unless you're into World of Warcraft, maybe.
I think he did a lot of RuneScape stuff as well, but yeah.
Oh yeah, RuneScape, World of Warcraft, yeah, all that stuff. Nah, awesome guy. Yeah, did a really great job. And then we handed out awards to lovely people like this. In addition to that, you may recognise this piece. This was the piece that we did here a year ago. It talks about some of the games that were being developed. I think maybe even all of the games that were being developed at the time. It was about 20.
There was a lot of
22
games covered, yeah.
total.
So obviously this time around, there are going to be some new projects that we haven't covered before. So we're keen on seeing your guys' stuff if obviously you have time to show us, and kind of touching base with some of the projects that we already looked at, just to kind of see where you're at now and kind of keep an eye on the progress, because obviously people like to see that kind of content as well. So we'll still be here for a good few days, so if anyone wants to have a word with us, then we're very likely going to be free, and we're happy for you to come and do that. And
finally, there's a copy of the magazine on the front table there. That's this latest issue.
Yeah, and as you quite clearly see, we do support digital as well, so whatever way you want to consume your media, we have you covered. I mean, obviously our main interest is physical, it always will be, but we know it's not suitable for everyone, so the options are there.
Yeah. If you want to talk to us, obviously we're here at the moment. We're here till, I think, Tuesday.
That sounds right. Well, I mean, we'll be going to the
Nordic Games Conference as well.
So
we'll be there
we'll be here until then, and then we'll be there.
And if you want to chat to us after that, this is the website with a very subtle hint as to what's going to be on the cover of our next issue. That's us. Thanks for listening.
Questions?
Yeah,
sure.
So we can do questions.
Yeah, questions. We love questions. Yes.
Where can we find you if we want to talk to you about our games and stuff?
I mean, we're in the Discord, so I mean, you can always pop a message on there, and we'll probably see that. That's probably the easiest way.
I'm on there as the couch.
The couch.
Nick's on there as it's cool guy.
Are you sitting in an office at the moment?
I have not been set up with an office.
Yeah, we've not set that up, no. But we'll probably be in this open, the sort of
reception office.
Yeah, reception office.
So they might be sitting in the reception office.
Otherwise, Discord. We like to eat, so we'll be in there at lunch. Eka in the evening usually. Yeah, we're about, and we're here now.
Indeed.
Sure.
Favorite piece since last year?
Favorite piece?
Yeah, favorite piece you've done since the
piece
last
that
year?
we've done.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow, that's a really good question. What would be your favorite piece?
Ooh, I mean, favorite game would probably be a slightly easier decision, but favorite piece, we'll get back to you on that one. let me think about it. There's a lot to go through.
I mean, the obvious answer would be the spell piece, but
I wasn't personally involved with that piece, so that would be a little bit of a cop out for me to choose that one. I think.
No, we did a great piece on a game called Blueprints, which has just come out, I think, in the last few days. But we had a really in-depth sort of 8-page deep dive in that, so that was a great one.
I mean, it might be a bit of a cop out again, but I really liked the piece that we did covering our awards. But that's because it was quite heavily involving us, I suppose.
Yeah.
What, are you looking for any particular level of indies to talk to, or is it just all indies? Because I know that some people who are very early in their journey here, and then there are people who are developing for a bit longer. I imagine you probably want to talk to everyone or anyone.
Anyone really, yeah.
It might slightly change how we approach that coverage, because we understand if it's very early that plans can change quite a lot, design can change, names can change, so we don't want to probably look at saying too much at the same time if it's going to end up potentially not being relevant information anymore. But we are open to kind of covering anything at any stage to a degree,
even if it's a prototype. And in fact, to be honest, that's almost one of the most interesting things we can look at, because it's almost definitely going to end up looking completely different by the time it's finished, if it gets finished. which is not always the case.
Mostly I just brought it up because there's a lot of introverts who are probably a bit shy about approaching people.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
So they should know.
As you can probably tell, we're kind of like that ourselves. So, yeah. So,
How many people are part of the debug team?
wow. So the core team is literally just me, Nick, and our designer. Our designer works remotely, so we've never actually met her. But yeah, she does fantastic work. And then we basically just have freelance writers, and they change pretty much every time. So yeah, the core team is just 3 people. Kind of how it has to be, really. Great. Well, if there's no more, then we will.
Thank you. Do you want to go up next, Lucy?
Here I am. Okay, so, well, I think most of you know me now, but I'm Lucy, and it all starts with me liking to do doodles and drawing some fun stuff for like on my free time. And I've been working on a project that I wanted to showcase to everyone. Some of you already know about it, but I think it would be cool to share it. So when I first arrived at Spell, first of all, I got a bit confused by what was where, and I got lost in the basement, like I'm sure other people might have also gotten lost, especially for, like the laundry room, stuff like that. And also because I like graphic design, or I like when things are consistent and pretty, seeing all the different kind of signs made me a little bit on edge, So the first week I was here last year, I was like, I really want to do a graphic design pass on the house. And this year I had a bit of time, and I talked to James, and he said, okay, go for it, let's try something. So I've been working on creating sort of something consistent for all of the signs in the house. And in order to have something that fits the vibe here, I made a sort of like a mood board of the different elements that I saw around, and nature came as an important part of Spell. So I went this direction. So when I started with this beautiful sign for Bertelsen, and I tried to make it a little bit more fun, and also that way you can see that it's a movie room without any text really. So the idea was to convey what it was through a drawing and the text as well. So I've been using lots of inspiration all around me. So for example, some working shark, lots of animals from around here, and also Jordan sending me some sugar glider GIF every 2 minutes. And I sort of like combined that to the drawing I was already doing, so that it sort of reflects the life here and the people that, live in the house. So yeah, I have, for example, one of the drawing I made was for the roaming office because of the 2 sharks working there, with the name of the office and also the not official name, so that way people can also know where to claim a desk without guessing what's the name of the office, and also to book a room, where sometimes it's not obvious what's the name. So this is a tribute to Jordan and Bertelsen that I showed earlier. So the idea is to do that for kind of all the important rooms. I'd like to replace all of the signs. We'll see how doable that is. I'm also going to try to make it flexible, so if there's anything that changes, it's really easy to get in the files and change the text or move the images around. So even if I don't live here, someone else can tweak it. Just a couple of other examples to have nicer signs, for example, in the bathroom, toilet and shower. That would replace the one we currently have. And I also wanted to show, maybe I should talk to Lucia about that at some point, but I've been trying to use some dyslexic friendly fonts so that it's even more inclusive and accessible. So the goals with this is so to make it accessible, to make it consistent, and to make it fun as well. So we'll see if I manage. It should be doable, I think. And my goal is to have that done by the Halloween Game Jam in October. So I'm doing all of that in my free time, so hopefully. I really think I can do it by October. So I would like to print and plastify everything by then, by the end of October. So yeah, if you have any feedback, because it kind of like concerns all of you, feel free to come to me and we can chat about it, or DM me on Discord. I've already talked to some of you about more specific signs, for example, the coffee maker rules, stuff like that. We're gonna take a bit more time to make sure it reflects very well, like the instruction, and I'm not gonna change the text or anything. And if you want to request for your favorite animal to be featured, let me know. I've already had a few requests, so if you want a little something special, I'm happy to do it. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Do you want to announce what your second project is as well?
Oh, for the sweatshirt and the t-shirt. So yeah. I'm gonna be doing the art for the next t-shirt sweatshirt collection 2025 collection for Spell. So we're gonna, I think you wanted to make a post for subscription for if you want your game to be featured on the sweatshirt. That way I can include it in the design. So yeah, maybe whenever you make the post you can just send your request and stuff.
So the idea is to make something similar to what Max did. So, but this time everybody will be able to sign up like, hey, I would love to have my game featured that you've been working on during 2025 on the shirt. And you also said like, hey, this is the character I would love to see, or whatever, this object or whatever. And you just send that, and then by the end of this year, hopefully we have a new...
Yeah, I'm coming back October, November, and I want to finish up that project and also the design for the shirt. So I'm going to be doing that in October. All right. All right. Yeah, maybe questions. Yeah.
Will the cozy corner get a signpost with direction to the laundry room or something?
Yeah, I want to do that. Yes, I think it will be useful. Okay. Good.
All right. Thank you. Next up, Sam.
Hey everyone, for those who don't know me, my name's Sam. For the past 6 months, I've been working with Jonathan, a past homie who's now left Spell a while ago. In Halloween, for the Halloween Game Jam last year, we did a little horror game that we worked on for the past 6 months, which we then showcased at the Steam Next Fest in February, which got quite a bit of traction and a nice video from Alpha Beta Gamer. We then released the game last month, 15 days ago, and I just want to talk about the numbers we've been getting and how the game's been doing the last 2 weeks. Impression-wise, it's been doing pretty good. This is the last 2 weeks. Big spike when we released, thanks to all of you guys. And then tapered off, and then got 2 little bumps from a streamer. In comparison, like this was 2 weeks, and this is the last 6 months. You can really tell the big difference when you actually release a game. You get a huge spike from discovery queue. So that's the green bar that you can see that shoots up way above. You can see the very first spike. That's when we released the game. Well, released the Steam page. Then there's a tiny spike in the middle. That's from Steam Next Fest. And then the big spike is release, and then the other little spikes is just when it gets showcased on YouTube or whatever. The 2 big spikes that we've had throughout the year in the daily wishlist actions, the middle one is from Steam Next Fest. and also the showcase from Alpha Beta Gamer. Then in the daily wishes for the last 2 weeks, at the top here, those 2 little spikes were from Tomato Gaming, which is the video on the top right. The middle one is when he streamed it live on Twitch, and the second one is when he posted this YouTube video recently. Yeah, it's great for sales. It's good. So overall, we've made about 300 sales, excluding the returns, which is about 24 returns so far, which is it's pretty good. It's nice to see that people are buying the game, enjoying it, talking about it on different social platforms. But yeah, so the game's out. You can wishlist it, you can buy it, you can review it. We've got 30 reviews, and every review really helps us. So if you've bought it and played it, please review it. It'll be great. Otherwise, yeah, it's you can get it. It's great. Please buy it. So that brings us to what's next. Savage Protocol is done. What do I do now? Do I leave? Do I stay? I'm actually working on Calcium Chaos now. So I'm staying until October. And you might think, well, Calcium Chaos is already a released game. It's finished. What are you doing on it? I am porting the game to the Switch. So I've already made a small start in January to test out, see if it was feasible. Got some progress there, managed to get the main menu working on the Switch, reworked the save and load systems, and just as of today, I've actually managed to get it working into the first section of the game. So yeah, it's going good, and I'll keep working on this all the way until October, hopefully. And then, if it's done by then, we can do an October release for the Switch, which is the goals and the hope. Yeah. And maybe I'll work on a new game as well in my spare time. Who knows? Prototypes and stuff. Any questions? Josh.
I don't actually know if you can answer this at all, but as far as I could see in your impressions versus visits in your page, you have like a click-through. No, if you go 2 slides back. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. Your click-through rate is like 50%, which seems crazy high to me. So good job. Do you have any idea why? Or am I reading this wrong?
Are you talking about the discovery queue, or?
Yeah, well, you have 70,000 visits and 127,000 impressions.
Yes.
And as far as I know, like click-through rates in Steam are like 1%.
So, well, this is the impressions over the 6 months, but after release, yeah.
It's just very high.
It is pretty good, yeah.
I don't have anything to add.
I can't answer it. I think.
Or if I'm reading it wrong, because it seems very high. And
the visits came from links or something.
I don't know.
YouTubers or something.
Well, no, the links and stuff is from other pages, so that would be the orange. Most of it is just the discovery queue. I think our game probably.
The discovery queue might also be a visit at the same time.
I think that might be the case, yeah. Okay, yeah. In which case, people just see it and then it counts as a visit, yeah. Any other yeah. Any other questions about numbers and stuff? Nope. Oh yeah.
If you could have done one thing differently, what would it have been?
For Savage Protocol. Spend more time on it. But we really, I don't know, it was a fast turnaround. 6 months is pretty short for just 2 people. And we were working pretty hard on it, especially near the end. It was kind of crunchy. So saying spend more time, maybe not. Maybe you scope it down more, I don't know. But I like the length that it's at. I like the scope it's at.
Let's say it's spend more time. What would you spend more time on in such case? Like, what's the most important thing that you feel like you want to spend more time on?
The environments, I think. Fleshing them out more and having more visual content to look at and see and explore. Because at its core, it's an exploration game. Going around and exploring the different levels is really what players like. So yeah. Yep.
Did you send out codes to these YouTubers, or did they
So
view the next best and then basically?
I didn't for Alphabet Gamer, they just found it on their own. I did post in the Discord about the game, but as soon as I did, he responded saying, the guy who runs Alphabet Gamer, he responded saying, oh yeah, I've already played it, it's great. And then he showcased his video. For Tomato Gaming, I sent him a key, but he never responded, and I never got the notification saying it was activated. So I have no idea if he saw my email or not. But either way, he played it, so that's great. Yeah.
Other than Steam Next Fest, did you enter the game into any events or anything else?
I had a look for events, but I couldn't find anything that was applicable for this game, so no. Yep.
Aside from sending out keys, what did your overall marketing look like?
A lot of it was just continually posting about it through Blue Sky and Twitter. Jonathan was mostly doing the Twitter stuff, I was mostly doing the Blue Sky stuff. Upon release, I also posted it on Reddit, on r/indie games or indie gaming, which got some nice traction from that and gave us a little bump. But apart from that, apart from sending it to a few streamers, not a lot. Yeah. Cool, thank you very much.
Yes. Next up, Sanandananda.
Hello. There we go. Is this the one? Yeah. Okay. I'm Nanda. I'm making Abyss of Kings, a chess FPS. And this time I got a bit more technical stuff, which is a little more boring, but I've worked on mostly boring stuff. I've mostly made debug tools since last time. One is a fast play button, which is something my work colleague kind of showed me, and I made it more pretty because I like making pretty editor tools, which is like kind of like lets you skip the domain reload in Unity. But you still have the normal button, which does the domain reload, so you don't have to change settings all the time. I made a debug HUD because there's no proper UI at the moment. And it's like just text, and it's really easy to like add lines to it from anywhere that like show different stats. So that makes things easier. The thing I spent the most time on probably is debug console, which I kind of made from scratch because I didn't really like other options I looked at, and I just really wanted to get into the code for that. Yeah, I can let the GIF run. But yeah, just a bunch of different stuff to show things off easier. Yeah, like free cam thing, and I think that was the most interesting stuff there. I also reworked my object pooling, which for people who don't know is like basically not destroying all your objects, but rather reusing them. So I have like a library where I can add like poolable objects, and then it's super easy to spawn them from like anywhere in the code by with just like a tag. So I can do it through my console as well. Yeah, and I was trying to get like a bit more gameplay ready because I haven't shown much gameplay at all. And I did not really get done what I wanted to show off, but I have a tiny bit, which is just like a very, very small encounter, just to like get some, like show some more of the enemy behavior. But yeah, I'll let that play out too. And there's some new pickups there that I haven't really shown, but yeah, that's pretty much it. If there's any questions. Yes?
Is it a coincidence you were working on debug tools when Debug Magazine was here? Or was that...
That was a coincidence, yeah.
Sucking up to them.
Yeah.
And the fast play button where you play without domain reloads, have you noticed any like restrictions or complications of playing that way, or how does that work? I haven't really seen people do that before.
I need to look into what exactly the domain reload like. Check. I know it's like for certain things like static variables, like the states of that, or like I think some stuff you change in the editor. So like it's not super safe for everything, but when you just like someone's coming by and you want to show them the game and you don't want to like reload everything, then it's super nice to just be there in like a split second. Yeah. Yes?
Do the chess pieces follow the traditional rules that those chess pieces would have?
For the most part, yes. There is like I have to like bend it a tiny bit. For example, if you just have a bishop who can only move diagonally, like if you are standing on a tile that he can't get to, that's an issue. So like if he's like right next to you, then he will cheat and like move a tile over from like black to white or something. But other than that, they mostly follow the patterns. Yeah. Yeah.
How would that mechanically tie in? Is there any kind of different mechanics to how you approach those enemies based on their movement?
I mean, kind of. So there's like I want to play around with like how the arenas look like. So they don't have to be like square chessboards. They can be like any shape pretty much. So you can fall off the arena, and the chess pieces can kind of corner you with their movements. This is originally a game jam game, and I'm reworking it quite a lot. In the jam version, for example, I have a lot of like pillars that are on the chessboard, and like for example, the stronger pieces like the rooks can like smash through them, but the like pawns can't. So yeah, I'm trying to get a lot of the enemies. Yeah. Anything else? Oh, yes.
Do you plan on having like different environments, or like?
Sorry, where?
Yeah. Do you have plans to add like different environments? Because I think currently it's like a height map basically.
Yeah.
But do you plan on having like a room, or like where does it take place? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so the height map right now is really just for testing. I have a half working level editor for like with like marching cubes, because I want the game to like take place in these caverns that are very three-dimensional, and like there is a narrative that I haven't quite worked out, but yeah, caverns basically.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yes?
Will there be boss chess pieces where potentially you have to use the telegraphing of those pieces type of movement to avoid attacks?
There will be bosses using chess pieces, so most likely that will be like a whole encounter involving multiple chess pieces, and there will be chess pieces with special abilities. But yeah, I haven't planned at least that one chess piece is the boss.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I will stop asking you questions for now.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I think that's it. Thank you.
Next up, Andreas.
Hello. So, I'm Andreas, and 3.5 years ago I was a very unserious person who just liked making games randomly, and I enjoyed programming, but very unprofessionally, to some programmers' great upset. And I came to Spelkollektivet, and it started to rub off on me. I kind of felt like I'm surrounded by all these cool adults that make amazing products, and I want to stop feeling like a child around them, so I'm gonna make a game. And at the time, because I needed a distraction from grief I was going through, I made it a passion project. I also figured that would be great incentive to keep working. It's just that I had no idea what would happen if I tried to mimic what you guys do. that's why it's now 3.5 years later, and the release date is always, you know, soon. But what happened was, quickly some very kind friends who lived here, homies, jumped aboard and they started just doing work for free, and that sort of bloated the project pretty quickly. And again, 3.5 years later, I feel like I owe everybody everything for getting me this far. So my plan was just to pretend to be a game dev and release something, and I tricked James into publishing me and everything by inception. And it's just that now that we released the demo earlier this year, or whenever we did, I kind of felt like, yeah, this is great. This is my passion is now sort of fulfilled. And what about all the other people who've done a ton of work on this game for me? Let's see if we can, you know, make some money. But that means it should stop being a passion project and be more professional. So since I am such a ridiculous person, I turned to the most serious person in the team, the Duriel. And I said, you know, all the loud complaining you've done all the time we've been working together. And he said, yeah, I got a list. And he wrote it up on his screen. And I was like, great, I know about your list. I see you working on it when we try to have conversations. I thought he was like adding more points to the enemies list, but it was actually just a to-do list, what could make not us more approachable and less of a weird passion project. So I just told them, go for it. I'm gonna go whip up the artists a bit more, and I'm gonna just be a hub spider for this project and try to pull everything together. So the rest of the team doesn't really talk to each other beyond their own departments, but they all talk to me. So anyway, that's not us, and that means that SGDC for, I don't know, 1 year, 1.5 years has just been about me showing other people's work, and today is no different. Here's the team, and today we're gonna, as usual, look at stuff that Laura and Miriam have been doing. Mostly Laura, but Miriam gets a little nice call out at the end. But most of you already know Laura and how incredibly productive she is. And I thought I'd start by showing you the earlier stuff. This is from the prologue, aka the demo. It's all the different card types she made. And yeah, for the prologue, thank you. And I'm gonna start speeding up. You can just see just how many cards there are, but they all belong to the same category, so to speak. So that's the plants. I'm gonna give it one more. That's the river level. And lately we've been looking at the thunderstorm level. So those are the red enemies, the blue enemies, the movement cards, and the plants. So those 3 levels have had all those cards. And today I did all this because we're going to be looking at a new level. I guess I added some more stuff called Sunlands. It used to be called Desert. Now I call it Sunlands for reasons I will get into. So this environment looks kind of like this. This is the travelscape. Did I mention that this project bloated? Yeah. Because I said card game and I'm showing you this art. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, here's the Sunlands. The lore of the level is basically that this area of the world has used to have this lens work in the sky that were shattering light and making what used to be a desert much more livable, better climate. But once magic went rogue in this world, which is the story that we're telling about, the Sunlands actually just started focusing sunlight. So it went back into desert and worse. And I guess I'm going to speed up now. I can explain that later. It's basically 3 different ways the area ends up. Here comes the cards. That's the card design. Sorry, I guess I put in too many pauses in this. Here's the ending cards. Go, go, go. There's just the different choices you make. I'm going to have to make another presentation next week, I think. The movement cards. Sorry again. Go, go. So these are new cards. We looked at the old cards way too long. Okay, blue cards. And plants. that's it. And now we add Sunlands to the collection. So there's that going on. And finally, the mutations. That's Miriam's little symbols there. You basically get energy every turn, which you usually have to sort of protect. But now you get it. But we put in a cruel twist that if you actually allow it to reach the maximum, you lose a health permanently. So you sort of have to balance and take damage and get healing. Whew. Okay, that was it. Any questions? Right.
You had 4 rows of like biomes or levels that you had in that page previously. It looked like there was a gap for a 5th. Will there be a 5th one?
Yes. It's got work name Islands. And Laura keeps bringing up how excited she is to work on it. I think it's going to be the best level. Yes.
What is one of the things that was previously unapproachable about the game that is now changing with Durios?
It's mainly that my attitude to players just seems to be, I'm not saying it's true, I don't have any better way of explaining it than I keep telling players to go fuck themselves. In other games when I did level design, it's like all the level designs is just about luring the player into a false sense of security and then fucking up their shit. So in this game, the feedback I liked from fellow homies or whatever was when they said, oh, it's like a mystery to learn how to play this. And I enjoy that. I enjoy figuring it out. But it turns out that most gamers don't want to figure it out. They hate that. They hate feeling stupid. And they want everything, all knowledge transferred to them in a very comprehensive, fast way. You know, we don't have time for that, all that bullshit. So making it more approachable was basically how can we be more inviting and just be more intuitive and just making it less painful to learn. And I feel I like pain. I enjoyed working through that. But yeah, it turns out that people don't want to pay money for that. Yes, Brian.
Johanna asks in the chat, is there any new animals to find?
Yes, the animal cards, as some of you know, are my favorites, but I haven't shown them in a while because they are done by Miriam now, and she is behind. And hopefully, maybe by summer, we can see some more animal cards and we can focus more on them. But the river used to have the frog. I think maybe that's why Johanna asked. The frog has been, what's it called when you kill a whole species of animals? It went extinct. They've been genocided, and but actually no, they just moved to. They went through the desert for 40 days or something, and then they ended up in. They're gonna end up in the islands levels, and instead the river has gotten the new animal interrotter, and it's an otter that interrupts. So it's an interrotter. And the other animal for the islands level is going to be a snake called Assassin. Yes. Are we done? Thank you.
Next up, Maurizio.
Hello. Okay. Hello. We're so back with an asterisk because Nate is at a maze, but hello, I am here. We prepared this presentation. So, hi, who are we? Hi, Nate and Mauricio. I'm Mauricio. Nate is currently not here, but we have a little thing there. We were at Spell last year in October, and we stayed until January. We make narrative games as Donatico, that's our team name, and we'll be staying here for 3 months again. I'm a programmer, I do UI, UX, and story. Nate does is an artist, does writing, and also story, and we have a lot of overlap in our disciplines. So, just an update about things we've been up to. One of them was Addiction, which is a visual novel about someone who's been brought back to life by this necromancer who's like, I want to restore the order of death. It's a it's a bit of a short story that's about like chronic pain, how it intersects with intimacy, about cults and preying on the vulnerable, and just basically how to care about someone while knowing that your relationship has been doomed from the start. We made it for a game jam. It was a very fun experience and we learned a lot. Those are some screenshots. And we learned a lot from that. We proved to ourselves that we can make a game, that we can finish it. We got a lot of positive reception. We've had a few people write really long reviews that are very nice. Those are some snippets of what was put. Someone put it in their list of favorite games ever, which was crazy. We don't even have a picture in backlogged. And someone made this really funny fan art, which I love. But yeah, we learned a lot about our workflow, strengths and weaknesses, which takes me to whodunit. We've been talking a lot about it last time we stayed here, but if you don't know about it, whodunit is an investigation visual novel about figuring out who the hell you hooked up with at yesterday's party. We are making it in Renpai. We started working on it when we arrived at Spell, and it's a very messy mystery about messy furries in a very messy New York City. We've been working on it since October. We took a bit of a break for addiction and also just to get ourselves sorted, but now we're back on it. Those are some screenshots, and that's our main character, Howie. So the work so far that we did is we figured out our central story thesis. So the game has matured a lot more. There's better story themes, threads that we're following up on, and we feel it's just a tighter mystery. So we did a bunch of story reworks, a bit of mechanic reworks as well. We're focusing a lot on how to make it a satisfying mystery. There's more characters, there's more things that the game has, but also there's less fluff, less padding, and we're working on making it feel like everything is necessary for the game, right? And there's a lot more baseball references, which you'll find out soon why. Also, we're doing a bit of a rework to the art style and the character design of the game. That's a message from Nate that said, I had a vision, I want everything to be whimsical. So we just want the character designs to be a bit more grounded, to feel like they're people, like how would they dress depending on their context or what they work in, the kind of people they are, but also just make everything feel a bit more lively, a bit more poppy. So we're working a lot on that. We're putting Fmod in Renpai, so it's a lot of programming and it will require a lot more money when thinking, but it's very fun. It allows us to do dynamic audio. It's a bit overkill, but it goes with our thesis of we want everything to feel tight and polished, and we feel like audio is an important part of that. And it will let us maintain the quality of sound effects and the music that we have. So hi Hannibal, if you're seeing it, and hi Brian, if you're still interested.
Yes.
Yay! So yeah, we just wanted to feel really good and sound really good as well. And here's a bit of the other stuff we've made for the game. So for example, the PowerPoint sequence now has a bit of a makeover going on. There's slides going on. There's a chat mechanic now, it's like a new screen. It has animations and everything. Some backgrounds are being made and a new screen for a new thing for the whole mystery part of this game. And our main goal while we're here is to finish our first build here at Spell. Hopefully finish it and release it. We mostly need art assets, and we mostly need 2 more tracks and minimal sound work. We have a bunch of stuff lined up and figured out, so we feel good about that. And if we don't release, you guys are free to hit me like a piñata. Please and thank you. But yeah, does anyone have any questions?
If we were to hit you, would be like no.
You remember the Mexican candy that I brought last time that everyone hated? Yeah. The chamoy? That.
Okay. When when will you have a landing page or community hub where we can join and follow the game?
So right now we have Blue Sky, but we will be launching a Steam page. I swear to everyone who's been telling us that we will make a Steam page, and we will do a lot more marketing work. We do have that thought out, and we want to get on that as soon as possible. So, yes.
Have you considered doing a Discord, community Discord?
So there is a Discord actually. We just haven't posted it publicly. It is on Spell. It's on Spells in our showcase channel. If you want to join in, we have a little community hub there. We will launch that. I just need Nate to be here, and we need to sit down and be like, okay, let's start working, because we've been here for a week, but we haven't really worked a lot on it so far. But yes, it will happen. Also, for context, this first build, that's like kind of our demo build. It's like, we want to just launch that, and alongside that, it's like the big marketing beat, because we're not just going to release one and done. It's like going to be by chapters, essentially. So yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Why did I open a new tab?
Next up to talk about my favorite movie, Glenn. Starring Kevin Costner.
I'm not gonna talk about a movie. Sorry.
It said Waterworld.
Well, yeah, it's just a different language. But I'm gonna talk about Aquamundo, the game I'm making. I'm sorry. So it's been quite a few months since I last presented. Yeah, I didn't work on the game for quite a while because I couldn't really do that because I had depression. Yay. But now I'm working on the game again. And because there's so many new people, I thought I'll just quickly go through the features of the game. So there's different, so it's a water park tycoon game. One of the most important thing, of course, is a pool. You can draw your own pools, different shapes. Let's see.
Of course.
So you can choose the depth and stuff. You can add like transitions so that like one area is deeper than the other. Yeah, and add things like ladders. Yeah, so then you can also have slides, of course. So yeah, you get to create your own curves, and then you can even let them exit in a pool. Like this. You can also have paths, like the people need to get there somehow. You can even have like the same as with the pools, you can draw shapes for paths. Yeah, so I try to give like a lot of flexibility. Like the game is it's inspired by Roller Coaster Tycoon, but I wanted to make it a bit more, modern. So you can also have curves and stuff. You can also have a lot of decoration, like trees. And there's a lot of tools here to really help you quickly create, like for example, a forest with different sizes and different rotations. Let's see, I also have boats. You can also edit the terrain, just like in the original games. And then you can also make color palettes, and then it's really easy to change the color of everything. And you can choose different parts and then give them a different color. So again, I want to give a lot of flexibility to the players. Yeah, and I'll just quickly show a park that I've worked on. So this has a bit of everything. I'll quickly open. But also a new thing is that there's our context, dependent helpers that show you can do all these actions. So this is also to help people who don't really understand, what can I do when I'm editing this thing? Yeah, and then I'll just spawn some people. This is for a wide slide, and then there's these red lights, and then once there's enough people, they'll race to the bottom. If we're a bit patient. yeah. And then, you know, you can just watch them go and visit things. And then I've also been working on the pathfinding and the queuing. And it looks kind of natural. I still want to work a lot on it, but I think it looks cool already. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to show. Yeah, I'll just quickly show. If you want a wish list, or if you want to join the Discord, here are the QR codes. And are there any questions? Yes, James?
Did you manage to solve the spinning issue?
A little bit. There's still... yeah, not completely. Not completely.
What was the issue? Or?
Well, it's just like they all move based on steering behaviors, and sometimes the forces work against each other, and then they're just like moving and like quickly turning around without going anywhere. So I just have to tweak that a little bit. Yeah. Yes.
So firstly, I just want to say it's very satisfying watching the water levels rise up when you kind of unpause it effectively.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is, what would happen if I theoretically had my water slide go into a pool unfull of water, or just some solid ground?
It wouldn't let you open the slide. I'm sorry. The only like evil thing you can do is have a pool without a ladder or anything, and then let a slide exit in that pool, and then the people will just swim around forever. But besides that, it's really like it only lets you do things if it works out for the guests.
So it has to pass health and safety kits.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it would pass if there's no ladder, but yeah. Yes?
Do you still have plans for a death DLC?
Yeah. At some point in the future. Like now I have all these safety measures, and then for DLC I can just remove those. So
Graveyard Mundo.
exactly. And then there's like ideas for like, if people die, they will haunt your park, and like try to sabotage your infrastructure. Yeah. Yes, Brian?
In the hypothetical scenario where a pool or a slide empties into a pool with no ladders, is there a peak capacity of how many people will end up being in the pool, or does it eventually break? Or
I haven't tested it yet. You can choose. You can set a limit, and then the slide will not let more people get in. But you can also just not have a limit, and then it just will keep going until the game breaks. Yeah, essentially. Yes.
Are the slide meshes, are they all procedural, or are they made up of lots of different mesh pieces?
They're all procedural, based on curves. Yes.
Cheyenne?
Yes?
Is there going to be like any future plans to have like people test out like other people's maps, like kind of community, like?
Oh yeah, I would. Like I'm working towards a build for Creative Coast, and once like I have that build, I would like to have more people play it, and then we could like share parks. I think that would be nice. Yeah. Yes.
Does building work off of like a money system where you have to be able to afford to build it, or is it you can just build whatever it is that you want to build?
Right now you have unlimited amount of money, because there's no way to earn money yet. But there will of course be like entrances and stuff to the park, so people will have to pay money to get in, and you'll have to also sell things like food and whatever. But that's like for a later stage of the game. Right now it's more just a building tool, kind of a sandbox.
What happened with the chat? You broke the chat. There were so many people writing.
Yeah, so that's a bug I want to fix at some point.
there it is.
I'm not like I tried to fix this today, didn't happen. So anyway, I think that's it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
When that game is done, we're gonna be able to build a water slide.
Yay! Will there be a pool with the water slide, or will ours just be empty? We'll just.
I'm just thinking, instead of building a roof, we just let the roof collapse and use that water to fuel the slide. so we just put a slide instead of a roof. And next up, Erin.
Alright, hello. A brief reintroduction. Hello, I'm Aaron. I'm from South Africa, born in Johannesburg. I'm 23 years old, and if you've ever seen me walking around here at Spell, I wear a hat all the time, and that's all you need to know about me. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a game dev. I've only ever opened up Unity to do very basic stuff like make a VR chat avatar or, I don't know, add sounds to a game for a game jam. But I've been here at Spell for 1 year and 8 months doing things like marketing, some emails, doing the Steam pages for games, and also some game trailers, as well as a few other things. But I run into like a few problems while doing my job. There's also other stuff that I do. Oh no. The problem that I have are Steam sales. There are two on this page. One is a publisher sale that you see at the top there. But the one I want to focus on today is the second one, the one that says Ludo Narracon. This one specifically is a sale that brings together narrative type games into a single sale. And yeah, it's just a great collection of games. This is a great way for you to submit your game to a sale and have it be featured really prominently on Steam and get tons of visibility for your game. And here are all the third-party sales that happened in April. This as well. This is still April, and so are all these sales happening in just one single month. It's all great marketing opportunities because it's like free marketing essentially. But it's just really hard to stay on top of it all. And this is where the little solution that I've been working on comes in. It is a dedicated website that will kind of keep you up to date with the latest third-party sales on Steam. It has a nice little display that shows all the latest sales. You can filter them here by their different tags. You can see how much time is left to apply. Let's say I had an indie game that would be fitting for Secret Source. I just click apply, and very quickly I'm taken to the application page if it decides to load. That's great. I love it. There's a ton of sales. Some of them even have past events like WePlay, which you can click and see, kind of get an idea of what they do for their sale on Steam. Yeah, you can suggest a sale if it isn't there. And the whole thing that sets this apart from something like, if you're familiar with Chris from How to Market a Game, they have howtomarketagame.com/festivals, which is basically a Google sheet that just has a ton of festivals that you can be applying to. I want to keep people up to date with things. So you can sign in with an email. You get sent a nice magical link. You click on it once, and this is your account. You get access to a nice dashboard where you can add all your apps on Steam. And from there on out, you will get notifications through email when you actually have a game that fits that sale. Or you can add a little Discord webhook and get notifications with inside Discord. I'm still working on that functionality though, so at the moment it is just upcoming Steam sales. But it's a nice way to kind of visualize it and see and stay up to date with what's going on. Any questions? Hello, Ryan.
The feature about notifying you when sales appropriate to your game, do you planning on tying that into the tags that are associated with the game primarily, or anything else? Or?
So when you add a game to the website, whatever, it just fetches like the 20 tags that you've set for your game on Steam, and either through me adding the tag to the sale, it's like, oh, this sale is for short, cozy games. If your game has cozy, you'll be sent a notification, be like, hey, this game is more for you. This is like one other thing, but otherwise it just displays all the sales. Lena.
Is it free for everybody to join?
For now, yes. I'm thinking about that. Like, first one free, I don't care what you do. Maybe if you add a second or third game, then it'll be like 10 krona a month, just so that I can cover the cost of sending the emails. Yeah. Yes.
There's a question from the chat. Do you enter all the sales yourself, or how is the website filled with sales?
Yeah. So at the moment, I've gone through and just like populated the database, but hopefully if it gets to a point where people see, oh, this sale is missing, there's a little suggest a sale button there, they can press that, and I get a little notification saying, hey, add the sale. Or eventually down the line, it'll be great to have kind of like a contact with people that make these sales. So then I get notified like, hey, we're making this sale. And then I add it there. It's kind of the idea. Yes?
Is this in a position where it could be shared with an audience for the game devs right now?
Potentially, yes. Because I'm thinking as soon as NGC is finished, I want to finish this, get the whole service for actually sending out notifications finished, and then it's basically good to go. Yeah.
I can see this being pretty popular.
Thank you. Well, we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, Josh.
2 questions.
Yes.
Is it exclusive to Steam events, or is it also events such as showcases or other types of live streams and opportunities? Would that also be allowed to be featured on this website?
Yes, I do actually have some like compatibility for that. So any like IRL conventions, for example, also they have the IRL tag, and you can search by in-person events, and there is like compatibility for other things as well. So maybe steamsales.info is not the best URL for it, but that's like the first domain that I bought, so I can always change it later.
And have you considered doing any type of secondary monetization through ads on the website?
No. And I don't think I want to. Yeah. It's like me actually sending out the emails costs, I think, 0.01 cent per email. And realistically, I'm going to send, I don't know, maybe a nice goal would be 100 emails per event when there's enough people registered. And it doesn't cost that much. So I'm not too worried about it. Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Next up, Christoph.
Is this?
Yep.
Yeah. Hey everyone, I want to introduce myself. I'm Chris. I'm from Austria. My height is like 170 centimeters. I'm a full-time software developer at Axis, mostly doing stuff like backend and APIs. And I have 2 cute cats at home. Last year I was here in Spell. Maybe some know me as Medium Chris. And I was here with Neil. It was pretty fun until I got Uta Sluta. Maybe some know the term, I forgot what it meant, but it was funny. My time at Spell last year was doing great stuff, like Vera Knox with Game Jam and Sonar Scout also a Game Jam, and released it later on as a Steam game, published at Spell. It was really cool, and working on Stay Dead, that's my own game. This will be an own presentation when Neil is here. Neil is also coming next week. My biggest achievement in Spell was that some people still sing the song Antonas Tirol at karaoke. Some may be annoyed, but I'm happy. What is my game dev background? I'm doing like game dev like for 6 years now, mostly Unity stuff, and mostly as a hobby. I want to do it someday full time or something, but now I'm still happy with doing it as a hobby next to my full-time job. And for the art part, I'm doing mostly low poly and stylized art, so I know a little bit about Blender, ZBrush, and Substance Painter, what I use. And most of the time I do a lot of game jams, and I'm working on Stay Dead and some little projects, but this will be our own presentation. so to the stuff I like a bit, and I do like sports. I play at a badminton club and play chess. So if someone wants to play badminton or playing chess, just hit me up. I'm happy to play. My favorite games are Gothic 2 and Hades. I'm a huge anime fan, and one of my favorite animes is Frieren. And one anime I watched recently and liked it was Grand Blue. It was quite funny. And I really into cooking and into the Indian and Japanese cuisine. And now I will be staying here for 1 month till the 11th of June. And I'm looking forward to meet everyone and have great talks, great interactions, and improve my English. Thanks.
Questions?
Any questions?
Okay. What kind of games do you like?
What kind of games?
Yeah.
You mean genre or?
What's your favorite game?
My favorite game is Gothic 2.
Okay.
And Hades.
Oh,
yeah.
What's the name of your cats?
Oh, the black one is called Chichi from Kiki Delivery Service, and the gray one is called Sun from Princess and Mononoke.
This is more of a silly question. But how do you feel your height of 170 centimeters affects your life as a game dev?
It's pretty medium. When I come here last year, you're a bit higher than Little Chris and a bit shorter than the other Big Chris, so I was medium Chris, and now the height is important, I guess. Just for references.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food? Tikka masala. Yeah, tikka masala is best. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Mariana. Hello, I'm Mariana. I come from Estonia. I like. I don't know. Here's a video.
Hi, I'm Mariana, and I'm working on Gorta 1996. And currently, I have to take care of this fella. But I've been working on Gorta from Estonia, and today I want to show you a little bit of gameplay from Apartment 9 that we're currently working on, and a bit also behind the scenes of how I went to record sounds in the computer museum. So enjoy.
Thank you. Cool that we got to see a little bit of the future tech from Estonia. Sorry. I'll do the next online. Does anyone have a question for Mariana? No one dares because they're worried what I will say. Okay. She is in the chat though. I'm thinking I will do Dr. Probst next. Daniel, woo! Hello!
Heyo, greetings. This time Discord is cooperating. Very nice.
So, share your screen.
Alright, we'll do so. Give me a moment. That's not the first slide where I wanted to start, but hey. Done worse.
Orange one?
Okay, good to go?
Let's go!
Okay, nice. Okay, hey everyone, it's me again. Again, same template. It's the Tower 1.0 project update. Here, who am I? Well, sorry, interrupted. German game dev Andy Man was here at Spell for most of last year. Currently on a job hunt and building stuff. Job hunt is doing well. Had one of the talks today. Now I'm waiting for the response, which will be due in like 2 weeks or so. So stuff to do, I guess. More things to apply to, more things to build. Things to build. The tower here, the Unreal 5 level design thingy that has crept up in scope, but also taught me a lot through the creeping up into systems that I don't know anything about and have learned a lot about. For example, I had never actually like scripted anything more complicated than, hey, this is gameplay utilities to just graybox something, and then like later on I pass it on to the like dedicated coders to go like, hey, this is the idea. Now make it nice and smooth. So setting up an ending where like things move timed with and like they're timed with sounds and audio, and like they have safety measures so the player can't open the menu while he's in or while they're in this sequence, worked quite well in the end, but took some getting used to. But yeah, as you can see, there is now like, it's very tiny, but like all the little arrows showcase like all the weird thingies going on. There's eyes staring at you. There is a credit screen that tells you how well you did with collecting. And they also set it up in a way where like, if you hit the ending in the game, but you want to find more of the nails in the level, you can just press main menu and then go back into the game, and it resets right before you started the ending. So you can actually just join the hunt without having to unlock shortcuts again, which makes it way nicer. Also, I realized that beginning the project was way worse at this than at the end of the project, which shouldn't be that much of a surprise. At the bottom, you see how I populated an array in the beginning of it, and at the end, it's like, well, just check for all the children. Like, it's cleaned up. Why did I do this by hand? I didn't need to do this by hand. And like, while this is a small example, I had way larger things. I'm not sure if I have a slide on it. No, where there's like hundreds of steps that just were unnecessary. So yeah, now it runs a bit better and more defensively, even if not fully, because now there's like a partially refactored part in this whole spaghetti factory. So yeah, getting to that eventually, hopefully. But yeah, second thing that was also something I just never got out of like game jam level of interaction with was audio in Unreal. I never realized that there is just a limit to how many audio I can play at once. I expected the engine to just like kill the old stuff and then be done with it, but just kill the old stuff while a setting doesn't do it properly in the way I needed to. So yeah, as you can see right now, I think the peak I had was like 90 sounds playing at once, and Unreal was not happy about that. So had to do some pruning and cleaning up there. And it's only one location in the game. The rest, I'm not that insane about it. And why is this here? I already did menus. I duplicated something. Well, they're still in the game. It's right. Yeah, so what has changed? I have an ending menu now. I have the ending sequence now. There's terminal logic. There's code for it. Like the terminal logic, like reworked. The audio has been tweaked, and but the menu styling is a bit like. Why is that? Right, because I debugged something. And yeah, so what's next? Well, whenever I have the time and energy for it, I'm gonna polish it. But for now, 1.0 is out. So if you have been curious to see what I've been cooking up, now is a good time to just go on itch. I'll make a post in the Discord server in a moment, where it's just like, hey, play it, give me your thoughts on it, and most importantly, at least for me, just like if anything breaks immediately, please let me know, because I am also linking this on all the job applications I'm doing. So it would be good if it's at least not breaking immediately on any other machines or the like. But yeah, aside from that, I'll think that's it from my end. Any question? That's it from my end. Any question? As soon as I have the income that allows me to. That is the short and end of it.
You don't need money.
But I want money. I want things.
All right. I think that was it. Thank you so much. All right. Next up, Erasmus.
Thank you. I feel so deserving. All right, I have a very fantastic presentation for you. No, we're not murdering anyone. We're figuring out how to get away with killing your darlings. Or how to resurrect Flash from the dead, kill your own game, then dissect the body. The slideshow. Alright, so this is my reintroduction. Hello, I'm Erasmus, and here's where I'm from. Close your eyes if you hate blood. You have 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. That's me. Okay, you can look back now. This is the sort of stuff I like. Half-Life, Hitman Blood Money, Psychonauts, Undertale, Matt Dickey's Ridiculous Creations, Gmod. I like a lot of stuff. Now, what am I doing in this presentation today? Well, I thought I would take a look at what I have done at Spell and give a critical re-examination on it, a redo of my last presentation. So, what's my game dev history? I'm a game maker OG. This is, that's the icon I remember from using it back in the day. And this is what the program looked like. You know, basically what it is now, except with just dark mode and more fancy features. And with this high-tech technology from like 2009 or whatever, I was able to make awesome stuff like this. Yes, bask in my glory. And I haven't made anything else in 12 years until I finally came here. So, what did I want to make? Yeah. A Flash game. Why in hell would I make an Adobe Flash game in 2025? Well, I wanted to keep it, low key for jumping back into game dev. I didn't want to, have delusions of grandeur and make a 60-hour MMORPG with like advanced physics. I wanted to keep the scope minimal. That's the scope. And just, have an experiment that was low stakes. So, here's the guy who did the programming. Yeah, he really did 85% of like all the programming because that's not my expertise. And I forced him to use Windows for a month. So I apologize for that, but what else are you going to make Flash on? Come on. All right, so the game, Faceless Assassin. It's, in case you couldn't figure it out by now, it's an Adobe Flash stickman sniper game. Yeah, so those were pretty popular around circa 2010. And it was a fun experiment. because I was so rusty and it was in a short amount of time, not a perfect success, but it did do some things right. So what did it do well? Well, the thing I think did the best, I didn't really show it on the slide, but was sticking to the art style, creating a great framework. And what that is we're not focusing too much on the characters. The title of the game is Faceless Assassin, not highly detailed, high poly modeled assassin. So we're just focusing on, having interesting blocking and just, figuring out how can we frame it in an interesting way and make it just, stark. Forget the color, forget the shading, just pure black and white minimalism to make it all that more dreary. The design works conceptually. The game is functional. It has levels and is beatable and is mostly bug-free. That wasn't always the case. I mean, it's not a great game, but you can indeed play the whole thing and beat it. So, hey, at least it's a complete work in massive quotes. We got a framework for the plot progression. As you can see, we have different emails. I wanted the game to be, obviously you play as an assassin, so I wanted you to take assignments, not in not linearly, but you could pick what's most interesting to you, like just like a contract worker, like, oh, what's the most interesting? So, I wanted to put that in the prototype. So for bare minimum, we put 3 levels that you can complete non-linearly. Cohesion. This is what I wanted to focus on. Game mechanics are all well and good, plot's all well and good, but the main idea behind the game is, fulfilling that clandestine, just like, oh, we're going outside the law, we're just spitting in law's eyes and just killing people for money. So I wanted everything to follow that fantasy. So a really shady mailbox, oh, this is obviously really nasty and just ambient creepy music. Oh, okay, that's cool. So blah blah blah. Basically, the simple stuff works, but it didn't have the emotional impact that we wanted. The design was limited due to the constraints. There's no real level variety. The gameplay loop is basic. There's nothing dynamic in the levels. So once you know what's going on, there's no replay value at all. No interesting gimmicks or recontextualization, and no emotional response, right? Because there's, no tension in the missions. They're just static. The plot is underdeveloped, so there's no intrigue and there's no possible payoff. So not a good game, but for a very basic vertical slice, it works. So obviously we want to improve the level design, because the simple, streamlined gameplay means the level of variety is going to have to carry the design. We also want to, make it so that it's not as streamlined, so add things like, monetary system, upgrade systems, because right now it is just click, wait for the rifle to reset, and then click again. So this could add it, more strategy, strengths and weaknesses. I heard you the first time. Any questions? Yes, Ryan.
Do you have a link to where this game is?
It's right on there, and you can scan it with your QR code. Don't try to play it on your phone, though. It will not work.
Share it in Showcase so people can click it and stuff.
Yes.
How did you get this picture?
Good question.
I think I asked for it. Ask and you shall receive, right?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Doing MDK games at some point. I have a lot of them on Steam.
Alright. Just like Jesus had his Judas, Spelkollektivet has their Martin. Martin, Swan Mountain.
Thank you. I'm just going to open a new tab. Hello, my name is Martin, for those of you who don't know me. I've been here about a year. I don't have any slides. I thought about doing slides, and then I was like, nah, that's a lot of pressure. I need to come up with a neat summary. So I figured I would just kind of wing it, and that would maybe take the pressure off. So we'll see. yeah, I've been here about a year. About a year ago, I moved away from Stockholm and quit my job as a programmer and sold my stuff and just came here to work on an indie game, living the dream. I've been working on indie games as a hobbyist for a long time, and I figured I would just give it a go. And so I came here and I gave it my all for 9 months. I grinded like an absolute madman, and then I just hit the wall and fell deep into the trough of burnout, as I'm sure many of you have experienced. And so I went through a period of self-doubt and thinking that, you know, should I even make this game? Should I make games at all? Should I just buy a boat and become a fisherman? I didn't do any of those things. I got half of a diving license and a nose piercing. Highly recommend those things if you're burned out. Because the game is not actually dead. I'm not going to quit working on the game. Is that a sigh of relief? It looked like it. I'm going to keep working on the game. I am thinking about how to change it to make it into something that I actually want and so that I can release and work on for a long time, because I want it to be integrated into my life, and it's going to take a long time to finish it. It's not going to be one of those quick release things. So yeah, I think coming here was really transformative for me, and I took a big chance on myself, and I'm very proud of myself for that. Even if I didn't release a game in a year, I never really thought I would. So yeah, moral of the story is don't be a coward. And yeah, I would like to thank James for making this place happen, and all the people who make the place function in the day-to-day. It takes a lot of work to make this place function at all. And also I would like to thank everyone who makes this place fun and exciting and creative and alive. It's a really weird, especially unique place. And yeah, well, I'm really glad I came here, and hopefully I'll be back someday and demo all the cool progress on the game. But for now, I'm going to move on to the next thing. And finally, on Sunday, I will be having an ice cream send-off party. I have 15 liters of ice cream, so definitely show up and have some ice cream if you like that, or if you just want to say goodbye. And yeah, thank you. Questions? James?
Do you know if you could pinpoint what you think made you get burnt out on working on the project? Is it just hours, or?
I was just very, very obsessively working on it all the time and not thinking about anything else. And it got... This is the problem with being this tall. I was just working on it all the time and thinking about it all the time, and then when that gets boring, you're kind of falling back onto nothing, and it just felt very off.
So it's like a poor work-life balance.
Yes, something like that.
Okay.
But I think also there was no other way for me to do it. I had to go all in, and you know, now I'm a little bit wiser. I'm not going to do the same thing again. Any more questions? Right.
Any idea what's next then?
So next up is I'm moving to Berlin, and the plan isn't super concrete. I'm going to explore the city. I'm going to keep working on the game. I'm going to start looking for contract work to, you know, get some sort of balance between money work and game work, and then we'll see what happens. But it's all very vague right now. No questions? Yes, Joshua?
Do you plan on coming back?
Yes, probably. I don't have any concrete plans right now. I'm not coming back this summer, but I am probably coming back at some point to play test and hang out, and yeah. Brian again.
Any idea what ice cream flavors they'll be, or will that just be a surprise?
Surprise. Yeah? Okay.
If you get tired of being too independent, you can always sell your soul to me. Did I miss? Oh, shit. That's because I was jumping around. Fuck, yeah. You were supposed to be last, sorry. Yeah, Lena, sorry. Yes.
Well, at least I get to lift people's mood up with not leaving, but releasing a game instead. In 2 weeks, Craft comes out, and if I would have known a few years ago that I make a lot of Excel sheets and actually enjoy it, I would think that something happened to me, or I'm a very dull person. But there's a lot of mess. That's like, organizing everything. So I have made some new Excel sheets on top of other Excel sheets I have. This is the plan for marketing. What we're doing right now, we have a team for that. This is me testing the game, seeing like what is broken and what we need to fix for it. And here's a balancing sheet. Those are just the new sheets right now, but I'll show you something more interesting. All of the voice actors did their character work, and I made like a image where Brian put all the characters in and the names, so like a base I made, and he sent it out to all of the voice actors, so they were able to share the stuff on social media. So here's some nice character art from Quinn, our character artist, and all the lovely different voice actors doing social media posts about these things. You can see some people have multiple characters that they're playing. And we have multiple characters that are like diverse characters. We have like a non-binary voice actor, and here we have different characters. Yeah. So just fun. It's not even all of them. How many was there, Brian? Like 26,
27.
26. Yeah. There was some more in here. Yeah, so people were marketing it. Very lovely. And the game today, we got the page up thanks to Pineapple Works on Godot. Not Godot. We were on GOG, and we're working on Godot. But yeah, so we now have a page on GOG as well. And here's the trailer. It's a old trailer that some of the new stuff I put it in. There's a bunch of old stuff in there, so it switches between old and new.
Windspell, a magical town of opportunities. You're not here to slay monsters. You have a drive to express yourself. So, you set up your own cozy little shop in a back alley and learn to create jewelry and equipment in your own personal style. Be it cute, or quirky, or ominous, or anything in between. Even if it means starting from the bottom and scavenging for scraps just to get by. You're flexible. Less flexible is the feeding schedule of your pet owl cat, Meow. You'll be fine. And you might find plenty of folks dropping by your shop.
Hello?
Maybe you could make friends.
A fine emporium ye have here.
Or even romance them.
Hello there.
Choose wisely. What you create and who you create it for will have consequences. But first, grab your tools and get crafting.
Yep, that's all. Yeah, lovely music by Adam Bow. All of the characters, all the art, bunch of people in our team. It's just lovely to see everything coming together now in the game. We still have a bunch of things to do before the release, so we're gonna be like programming up to the release. But oh well, that's how it's gonna be. And yeah, any questions? Yes.
Any thoughts behind also launching on Good Old Games?
We just it's just nice to put it out anywhere you can really, and it takes a bit more time you have to earlier like let them know, so their process to putting it up there and then to getting the visibility might be like a bit longer. So we just now got it up the actual page with, and they ask for things, you have to put a GOG logo there in your trailer and things like that. So yeah. Yes, Brian.
Was there a particular consideration behind the date that was chosen for the release? Like, what factors came into that?
We needed to put it out soon. But there are a bunch of things to it, because in June. There's Next Fest, for example, and then a lot of games will be coming out after Next Fest with having some boost from it. And we have been already on our Next Fest, so that wouldn't be a great idea. Also, this was a good window for releases that there wasn't a lot. So currently we're second most wishlisted game on that day. So that is very nice. Probably gonna stay like that now. So yeah, mostly because of it's very important to put a game out on a time where there's not a lot bigger ones. If you are having enough wish lists to get to the front page. So yeah, we are at 45,000. But I would say, if anybody wants to wishlist the game, do it now, because this is like the most important time right now if you haven't yet. So everything helps to get the snowball rolling really fast. Yes?
Was the decision to use Godot instead of Unity done after your first game was reasonably big? You decided Unity is taking a pretty good cut now?
It was before that, so it happened before that. We started working on our first game and second game, both in Unity, and everybody was just not liking it. We didn't like Unity before. we disliked Unity before it was cool. No, so people were always like, "Yeah, Godot, let's do that." So the good thing was that we were able to. We put out a job application, or actual paid job for, making a game on Godot. So we got quite a bit of people applying, actually, because there wasn't jobs out there really for Godot at the time. So afterwards I saw it became much bigger thing, and everybody was searching for people. But it was cool to, have a big fans of Godot basically already working with us. So that was very nice. And there has been some problems because we are doing some things that has not been done before. So on Godot, so it kind of, it's a learning process really. So yeah.
Follow-up question to that: what are some of the technical challenges that has been in Godot?
I personally don't know, because I'm not a technical person at all. I'm trying to keep myself away from it as much as possible. But I know a lot of things with, for example, resolutions has been weird, dealing with different resolutions of things. Another thing that has been an issue, just layer management in there, and because we have a lot of items, and optimization on things as well. The more stuff there has been, I think, more optimization problems than I have seen before on Unity things. But everything is it isn't more problematic than in other places. Unity had its own UI, deep UI issues and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Martin, do you want to go again so you can be last?
Chinese.
Okay. All right. Thank you for attending this week's SGDC. Next week we will not be doing SGDC. Wah, wah. Instead, we will be live streaming almost all week from the Nordic Game Conference. So you can check back in on this channel and see a bunch of cool talks from people and learn stuff. So, and even if you don't want to see that, just put it on a tab anyway. Give us the views. But yeah, so Tuesday to Thursday, this stream will be live and kicking and showing really cool content. All right, thank you for attending. Bye bye.